Glorious day to you, my friends. Ikatara atana asihikatara. Welcome to Being, day number 4. Blissful existence, illuminating and nurturing grace. Our glow. Isahatakatariaratata. Our true authentic selves. Isahatakatariarata. We'll be doing this by chanting the magical chant Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times. And then after a couple of breaths, we'll chant Om Ahum 36 times for 144, which completes the Mala of Joy. So we're building on top of, or the Mala of Ascension, we're building on top of the Mala of Joy, where we go through each one of our chakras, and then the Ascension aspect is the 3 aspects of divinity. Niyariyasha akaturu usahakawatiyarata, which aligns perfectly with the Trimutri, Nita Atara Araskaniyatagara Uturu, the 3 gods of Hinduism, Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma. Isahanaku Uturu Utukuriyada. They're just aspects of this idea of spirit, Purusha, Iskanayariyarata, that we're connecting with non-egoically and hopefully receiving non-egoic messages. I'm not trying to teach here, inviting you on a journey to our inner being and to spirit through chanting. And I share what spirit has shared with me, what my guides, but also happy new moon, happy total annular eclipse, the ring of fire today on October 14th. And we can take some themes from astrology where the energy is meaningful. These themes are meaningful to us in our connection to spirit, in our connection with our soul purpose, our divine joy, our bliss, Paramananda inside, and bringing it forth into this 3D reality. Niharata isa haya ashaya kuturu utakaryarata. In this eclipse, we're dealing with, we have the moon that's coming in front of the sun, and the sun represents us, our intentions, our will. And the moon represents how we see ourselves, how we see our reflection, how we reflect on life, those things that are obscured from us, like connecting with spirit, like seeing our true authentic self. But there's this ring of fire. The moon is so far away from the earth that it doesn't obscure, it doesn't eclipse the entire sun. So there's this small little sliver ring that is visible on the sun, and we can learn so much, scientists can learn so much about the sun by viewing an annular eclipse, through the ring of fire. But this ring of fire, we can take those themes that this is inspiration and motivation, this is divine will from external will that we believe that is external, and mixing it with our own will, our individual will, what we believe is an individual. And sometimes it's our egoic will. And we have Mars near the sun and the moon, and we have Mercury. That's Mars is about action. It's war, but we're going to take the theme of action, and we're going to take the theme from Mercury about communication. So we're going to have good thoughts, where this ring of fire is going to take our inspiration, align it with our heart center and our inner being, this divine will, and then bring it up to our conscious mind to have good thoughts, then Mercury, good words, and then Mars, good deeds. And we also have the South Node aligned with the Sun and the Moon and Mercury and Mars. And on the opposite side, in opposition, we have the North Node. And it's not that the North Node. So the North Node represents our highest purpose, our mission, where our soul, or where astrology is claiming we wish to go. Or it talks about our soul mission. But our soul mission, our purpose on earth, why we incarnated here, is in here, which then makes its way up to our mind so we can see it through our third eye, through our conscious mind, through our subconscious mind, through our joy and our bliss. So the first 108, we're going to use the Mala of Joy, where we go through each of the 9 chakras in our body. Technically, there's 2 outside of our body. We'd start down at the bottom of our Merkaba, or at the edge of our auric field, Vasundhara, the Earth Star Chakra, where we're going to use the word, the Sanskrit, or we're going to use the light language term, okay? The light language meaning of Ma is, to me, associated with Vasundhara, because it is mothering and it's nurturing. So we're going to choose the nurture aspect for the word Ma. Now we're moving up to Muladhara, our root chakra, then Svadhisthana, our sacral chakra, where the self is established, our creativity. Then Manipura, the solar plexus chakra, our willpower, our desires, our wishes, our fire and our light. And then into Anahata, our heart center, love, Vishuddha, the throat chakra, which deals with sound, and Akash, this space in between the 4 elements. No, they don't want to add anything. Then Anya, our third eye, our intuition. Sahasrara, the crown chakra, our throne, where we become the righteous ruler of our reality. Then at the top of our Merkaba, we have Vyapini, the soul star chakra, and this is the goddess that is everywhere. When we're sitting on our throne, we are receiving all that is everywhere, that's out there, into spirit. So now, and we're going to attribute the syllable na with Vyapini, allowing. Okay, so we're going to, na we'll say is allow, and ma we're going to say is nurture. And it's relevant soon. Then we move on to the ascension portion of the Mala of Ascension, the last 3 sections of 12. We break up the Mala of Joy into 9 groups of 12. And then we have 3 more groups of 12 in the Mala of Ascension after the Mala of Joy. The Mala of Joy is a part of the Mala of Ascension. And these 3 aspects, we're using the 3 Sanskrit words. Rita, which is righteousness, truth, cosmic order. Divine order is what we're calling it. What does that mean? Well, that's why we're connecting in with it. And it's a light blue, and we're attributing Vishnu or other parts of this aspect of divine order or pervasiveness, where it's everywhere. And we don't really interact with it. It's there. I mean, it formulates everything that we are interacting with. It's the underlying energy of it. And then we have Vikara, the divine action. It's the manifestation. It's what we're choosing to do. And if we do so with higher thought forms, with our heart aligned with our mind, is that we're doing this divine action in divine right timing, working with the divine order of things. And therefore, and this is more of a light red or magenta color, iskoturia, and I'm attributing the Hindu god Shiva to it. Shiva isahatkuryata atara askanahi torotata. And now we have the gold aspect, or the light gold or light yellow, utura askavatirya ratata, with Shristi, creation, the manifestation aspect of it. And when we do divine right action in divine right timing with the cosmic order, we are doing this divine creation thing where our ego's not in the way, we're not attaching, we don't have illusions about what this is, we're seeing the truth of what it is what it is, and we accept that for what it is, and we appreciate it for what it is, that our desires aren't interfering with it, and we appreciate it for what it is, and we're being creative with it. We're not getting overly emotional with it. We can feel it emotionally, but we're using that as input. We're not being overwhelmed by it or triggered by it or allowing it to consume us. And then that becomes our support, our root support, where we're not in the fight or flight, we're in the rest and digest. We're digesting all this information coming from the universe. We're digesting and resting with the divine order of things. And at the first beginning, in the beginning here, we're just tapping into first the divine order of things, where we're dealing with the cyan aspect of it, this light blue aspect of this. They're not really chakras. We're going to call them aspects. Now today, they led me down a rabbit hole earlier, and they want to talk about being the best human in this physical form. Now there's a Hindu epic, Ramayana, or some call it Ramayana. It's one of the two most powerful epics, and it's told as a narration and allegory. They're telling stories that we can derive our own meaning from it. We can associate ourselves with these stories. And it tells the tale of Rama, or Ram, Isahatakura Shahayasa, and these stories all talk about what is it, how do we be the correct father, the correct mother, the correct husband, the correct wife, or the most productive, less triggering, the ideal husband, the ideal wife, the ideal father, the ideal mother, the ideal brother, the ideal sister, the ideal son, the ideal daughter, the ideal neighbor, uturu, the ideal human. And it talks about and gives examples of how to be not only a better person, is how do we, if we're going to judge ourselves, how do we get to that state of being a very productive human being? And they do this by talking about Purusha, this spirit that we're connecting in with, and they talk about Puru Artha, Iskahaturu Utukuri, which is the model, how to come about being it through spirit. Puru, just like we talked about in the Shine series, Pa is where the prince, the king, the ruler, and Ra deals with the solar plexus. This is why we're talking about this, because Ra is our light and the divine light. And when we put a U on the end, that's the universal kingship, our rulership, queenship, that we're being the ruler of our entire reality. This reality beyond the physical, beyond our interactions with all the people. And we're nurturing this universal nurturing, Uru, the universal light. We're being the ruler with the universal light over all of what we perceive. And Rama, the Ra, is our light that we're sending out, this attribute of it, and Ma, we're nurturing our light that's being shined out. Ram, that's to me what his name means in light language. And this Yana, Isuhutur Atakata, Ya is the Bij mantra for Yam is for the heart. We're accepting reality for what it is, but it's also love. And that is allowing the love of our light to be shown out. We're nurturing it and allowing it to be and to shine. Atar waraka. To me, that's what Ramayana means. Nihatara iskahawata utukuryo. And when we learn to do this by gently tuning our vibration to that of our source within, to our holy fire within, our true authentic self, we learn who our true authentic self is, and we accept it, and we become more of it, that we allow our true authentic self to live more fully through us. We allow spirit, all these things that we don't think are a part of us, all these things that we don't think are physical. And I'm not saying to read it, and maybe you're going to search online for Ramayana, and maybe you'll read a little bit about Rama. Interestingly, Rama is an avatar of Vishnu, which this is this light blue aspect of divine order. And as the model human and the model warrior, how he fights the injustice is part of what this story is about. And when to stand up. And this is what the Bhagavad Gita is about as well, is that Krishna, the charioteer of Arjuna, is explaining how the universe works, how to be a human, what are the devastations of and consequences of war, and then slowly building up into ascension and talking into what we're talking about is how do we connect into this knowledge, this jnana or jnana, isohukuturu, and vijnana and vijnana, the higher knowledge, this higher wisdom. And how do we apply it then into this physical life? Exactly what we're talking about. But we're not going to get to the Gita just yet. But both are avatars of Vishnu. So this cosmic order, the way the universe works, and getting to understand it, and getting to allow it to work for us and with us, by allowing it to be what it is, and understanding that what we give out to the universe is what we get back. It's just like a mirror that reflects everything to us just as we sent it to it. Once we understand that we can take accountability for everything that happens in our lives, everything that we do, some say has consequences, but it has an equal reaction. We get it right back. And if we're experiencing contrast, Abraham Hicks says, well, you can continue to experience the contrast. Or it's simply your inner being just telling you there's a different viewpoint out there that is more joyful for you. And as soon as we can figure out what this viewpoint is, then we will be more joyful and more successful in our manifestations, in our creations, and our interactions with all the other humans, with everything that's happening in our life. You don't pick up a hammer and start eating soup with it, okay? If we understand how the universe works, then we know what to expect. But we do this gently and slowly, and we're easy on ourselves, because we're already complete. And while we're connecting in with spirit, the aspects of this ring of fire eclipse are giving us permission slips to be awesome, to step forward into our most fruitful life, our connection with spirit, our better connections with everyone else. Asahatu tutar, sihakanata atata arhatakiti ariaratata. So, let me take a little sip of water here. Niatakatara arasaha. Water is life, my friends. Nahakatituru uruhasa atananiaderta. So let us meditate and chant. So I invite you to sit down or lie down. And if you're sitting in seated meditation, I ask you to do so with a straight spine. Try to stack your shoulders above your hips. Find a gentle balance. I like to shimmy until I feel like I'm balanced, where my spine is straight, my hips are straight and flat and balanced, and where I feel like I'm not leaning in any one direction. And then I just relax into it as we focus our awareness on our breath. As we slowly increase our breath, our in-breath, and slowly increase our out-breath to deepen our breath. As we breathe in, relaxing. And breathe out, releasing. As we listen to the sound of our breath as we breathe in. And we listen to the sound of our breath as we breathe out. As we feel how it feels to breathe in. And we feel how it feels to breathe out. As we continue to breathe in, and breathe out. Now let us focus our awareness on our heart center. For in our heart center is the home of our holy fire. And every breath that we take with intention fans the flames of our holy fire and increases our already bright light. As we invite and allow the holy fire to flow in, through, and around us all, in every way, and everywhere, and every when. And we ask the holy fire, and we set our intention to only allow in that which is for our highest good, that comes from a non-egoic source. And it's for the highest good of all. Now let us start the divine flow if you have not done so already. Let us take the energy from our heart centers. Let us move it up through the chakras. And moving it up through Vishuddha, through Anya, through Sahasrara. Moving it up through Vyapini. And moving it up through the realms. To the edge of the matrix and into the highest source of consciousness. Going through Rita, Vikara, and Shristi, where there is no ego, where there is no judgment, where it always respects free will, and where the power is unlimited. Let us bring more holy fire from this highest source of consciousness, Nihatakarya Chakura, through Shristi, through Vikara, through Rita, Nyarya Chakatakaryata, and then down through the realms, Nihakatata, Arahatara, Arasakatirata, through Vyapini, purifying it, through Sahasvara, purifying it, through Anya, purifying it, through Vishuddha, purifying it, and back into Anahata, our heart center. Combining this energy and purifying Anahata, Iskatiti Aryarata. And let us ground this energy effectively. Nioroto Utura Harshkanayata. Let's move it down through the chakras, down through Manipura, purifying it, down through Svadhisthana, purifying it, down through Muladhara, purifying it, down through Vasundhara, purifying it. And let's imagine growing roots down into Mother Earth, down, 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 deep into the heart of Gaia, wrapping these roots around the heart of Gaia, giving her a great big hug for hosting this life in this 3D reality. And let us bring back her grounded love up through the root system, through Vasundhara, Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, and back into Anahata, our heart center. Thoroughly mixing this energy. Now let's turn over to our inner being, to spirit, to continue this divine flow without any conscious thought. Atakaroto ur harsana haitera aratikichara hata isohokotoro utura hasananata atiariarata kahayarata. And now on the out breath, let us push this purified energy out from our heart centers, out from our physical bodies, out from our auric field, and out into every aspect of our awareness, in every way, and everywhere, and everywhen. Nihatakatara arasahanita ichahatara hiso oya okachahate tiariaratata. Now this process, we will start out with one Aum. We will chant Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times. We will then close out that segment with one Aum. We will take a few breaths, gently change the mantra, and we will start out with one Aying, chant Om Ah Hung 36 times. The Koshi chime will let us know we're on the last one in each of the chants. And we will close out with one Aying. Then I'll bring you back from meditation. So a breath in for Aum. And a breath in to chant. Oturuto utanahatari hishaya akahe. Atukuroto uruhuta hisanahasiyara. Katuru uhushana hasira. Atahatata atakaya. Isahanata kahishayata atara. Achohotoro uruhna. Isahaka ayera. Isa atatita ataharata hayata. Ashohotoro ukuna. Ichahatara aranahatikiriera. Hasso okotoro otora neerhata. Itaharati taharashiso. Utoro ushakanaha sayara. Itahatara aranahatikitaka. Isho hotoro, utoro anahakaya, icha tatakareta. Asahaka ashi hasahakane, atotoro asha, haka ashirata atita, hatoro to onada. Hatoro ukona hawarati, kotohoro kanahati, ashuhogoro utuna, hisahakanata atita harataha, atukoroto uturo, ishahakanara ereata, husanahata, atukoroto utuna, ishahatata atata arika, achuhoro tara arishisa, atutokor, utokorasha ayata, nata atakara hateta hara. Rakusho nororka, itokoroto uturo, nasahaka atara arkanhita, atutoto urota. Katoro hukona hasuta, atiti ariarata hasa, ichata aranahata kituro, ushohuko turo utonana, ichata harata kachita, soto tokorona hasukaya, itoro otoro ursanato, uchakarata atitkarasihi, itata aranahaka era, achuhototo, utoto korosha hakora hara, itata karana, isahukotoro utuna natura, ishahaka era hata, aturo orotono hokoya, itata karatitkurasa, achuhoraesaha, achihatana akahatutoro, hoso okotoro unahaturata, atikiaraha, atutokohoroto ushahana, atahatatkahisa hakaya, ichahatatoro horokuna, asohokosha, itatakarata hayetahara, atutoto harshahakanotu, atakara hasa eka hasana hayeta, atuto uroto uronaha, katuto horoto urshahakutara, isahakatiti ariara, atuto urohoko chiara warzisido, hutoro okono hotoro, hashahayaka asana hatuta, itahatakarata isohokotoro, ushahaka arahati, atuto koroto utona hatora, kasahakanata arhotoro horshkohotoro, isahakata arehetsotare, kashahanata ata, kashohokotoro otarwa shahiso, utoto urota, asahakana atakiarehara, ashohotoro utono, hasohokochara arteneheriara, hatatakarati hitakaraha, oshohotoro uto, katoro urona hatatit, kichata atar harkehisaha, asohokotorota, kashahakatura anahasasa, hatuata atikaraha, kichkatari hisohokotoro utonono, ator hayata, atka shihisaka eta, ototo orotakaratkita, ashahatara hisohotorno hotara, atora harakashahanata arhatita, atoroto oroto urhashaya, hasahakatora haranata, atorata haritora shisho, isahaka ashihisaharata ketora, hotoro urona hatuta, katkarata era saha, hotoro hukaya, atu mahakasha, atyariaratkahasasa, takaata, atu urutu utasha, asakanaharhiso utoro huka, ichahatata arhatuta, atura arhanata arhatita, hatutu uhurutukasha, atkarata, itukorohosho uto, Utoro ogna. Itahatata arhat kitara saheta. Atu tohoro to otakahanata irata. Isahaka ea shaatara. Kotoro hokona hatu. Ishakaya asahanata harati. Achkoroto uturu usana hatuta. Atwara harashahaya ka asaha. Atutu uru tatanada harea. Ashakahaya saha. Atumahasa ayekchi. Hasa atitkarata atituru. Aturu uru shakaharutu. Isohotono uru sakahe. Itata arata atkiari ariata. Hatahara hasahanako otoro. Uchahatati. Atukoroto sahata. Hatutukarasha saaya akatarata. Isahakanata atitakara. Atakara hasana hasoro. Otoro orkanatu. Asahake. Atakarata shayata. Hasho otoro otamahatuta. Arohoshoto. Utoro hokatara arna. Isahakashara atahanatuko. Utuhuru hutukara hashasahahe. Atakarata aha. Katuhurut utuna hatakarusha. Nasa akahatit garayara. Kisahakaara. Aturu ukuhonarara. Itata atara arakahanada arakahesa. Utoro ukunadatura. Ishahakaara. Itatakarata hitoro. Hashohoko oro. Hushahanata arahake. Atukoroto hutoro. Hasohokono horohaseya. Atakaharata hitoro. Hushohoko uru husanahata. Ashahake hartakoro. Ushahatata irhirata. Achkohoroto. Ushahaka asa ekara. Itatakarananaria. Achkohorata arkusanahati takari. Sitakatata atara arkunodorota. Ashahe kutoro usanata. Isohoka ashihieta arate hitara. Hasona hakaru. Itahari artakahoto. Ushahanata aratitita. Atuta gorosha hatana. Atuta uruhu kataru hata. Itkarara sahanatu urata. Atukuhrusha atukunaha. Ashohoko unahata. Atakarata ayersa. Ishohoko rahatana aratatita. Hasuhokonara. Aturhakaya arahasita. Hasa akahashia saaya o tono tokoroho. Atukora hayata atara haraka. Katura hatara arsanaha. Isahakatara arkanaha tutu ota. Hisahakara arahanaha. Ishohotoro ukuna. Ashahaka atara arhi. Hasohokonoro tara sisaha. Kachahatata ara. Isahakara shihisotoro ukunanara. Isahaka atar arkanaha tuto urukaha shishiara. Utahanata atara arakahetara. Hasohokona. Achuhutoro utakanatati. Hatuto uroto uruka anaharata asaha. Hasha ukohuraha. Kaheka anara. Asohokotoro atakonaharehe. Ichahatata araharake sonatu. Ushahaka eta. Achahatata arahake toro. Katukoro hotoro urshanohoto. Kusukaya. Asahaka arahatita hara. Asohokotoro utsana suaya. Atora hakarawata. Kishkahatara arakane herota. Itatara hatakana hasoto. Atorota harahasa. Itara harakasana herat. Niarahasa hakatura. Tatakwara harasana hatura. Atutu horo taharahase hera. Anahakaya shahasa aya kahasukotoro. Anahasata arhasaka. Anihite yariarata katadar. Ashahakaya atakarata atitakaraha. Haturo unuhukosha ayeta arhatitaha. Atukoro hatar harshahana. Asahatakarhita. Atukuro otoro shahanatur. Ichahatara harakahasa akotoro hota. Ichahatara arakanahaso. Utoro urukanaha. Atkarata hitara hase. Ichata arahatakasa anatukuroto uru hashayaha. Asahakaye. Niti ariaratakaha. Shihasa akaheatoro. Usohokotana. Atakarata ayesaya. Ucho otoro ukunaha sukuha. Itakarata atita harasi. Kotono horo. Asuhotora arshanati. Katsahaka atara haraki. Ishohuku uro toro shanata ata. Isahaka atiri ariata atuka. Ashahanata arahisukota. Isohukuturu utunora tehira. Ishata atari karhasana hakatuta. Usahaka anahasakihira. Tiri ariara tahana. Ashahaka asihitara. Titukoroto utora shisa. Asohokoro oronahaturarsa. Shihaka arahane tukuru. Shohokotuta anahasasi. Chita atata atara arakahera. Asohokoro hasa. Ishahaka era tataninara. Asoko uroto utukarshahasuta. Itiariarana hakaye. Ishahakara arkana hotoro. Hisa tatakar hatitukoro. Achkohorotorusa. Kishahanata arahiso hotoro. Kotota arahutota arashisa soso okusha. Hasohaka arahanati. Atkarata ehitara harsukon. Hiso okototorora. Kasahanata ata. Ichata atara haraka sahati. Atukuhoro shohokora. Atutakarar sahnahasira. Achkuhoro su utur arkanotara heta. Shia atatara. Katut urhutoro urakanahoto. Ishahatata karahatitara. Konoto oroto uta. Kashahaka asahakatitara. Asohokotoro utanatodora. Shiatata ara. Nirasha akuhotoro. Hototo urokana hosoji. Atuhari harata. Kachahotoro ukanahatoro horta. Shihetiti ariana hakatodorosa. Atuhoro horashahayeko osa. Shiati ariarata kahana. Isahaka atata. Hatoto uruhu kotoro urkanahira. Aturu horoshaha. Nitakarata atitaha. Atakarashaha sa etoto uru. Itukuro honato urahasuturuta. Arshahaye akarsahaye. Katatanata araharatiki. Atoto uroto horka. Arako hosoto. utuhuruta arshana kata taharhati takara atkoroto uta athur harshahanutara atkaharahati karahashoto hatur urkana hatur ashahaka eratataha kisuhukutoro utonoto utuhuru uta hatutu uhuta isahaka asa akatitiriri katkoroto huturu hasuhukuturu husana achuhutoro rata hatukoro hutoro ursana hasa atukurae shahea katur hukonatudu isahakati tikararata atukoroto unoho shahota ara ator hukonarota ishahaka atata atana hatita ichahatari ariata kohoronaha arhor sohotoro utoro hukatari ita ashahanaka ashiara hiso utoro utonana shiaka utoro utora athur harasana gaira isho hotora artakana hasasi athur orka artakasi isha sattanade athur horota arasuhukaya kachukorota atutahana ishaka rasa ayatata hatut uruhokatarota hasuhushaya atutu huroka atu istata arhatita ishahanata isahaka ata. Inner breath in for Aum. And a few breaths. And the reminder that we're switching the chant to Om Hum really slowly, like Om Hum Niaryasha Hatukuru Usana Niaryata. And a few more breaths, maybe adjust yourself a little bit. Niavator Ukanahar Sohotor. And a breath in for Aying. And a breath in to chant. And a breath in for Aying. Stay here for as long as you like. And stay in the energy for as long as you like. Maybe even pause the video. But when you're ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the here and now. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Shrug your shoulders. Move your neck. And when you're ready, slowly welcome in the new now. Open your eyes. Congratulations, my friends. You have completed day number 4 of being blissful existence, illuminating and nurturing your grace, your glow, your greatness, your growth, as we embrace, invite, and allow the wisdom of the emptiness that we are. So I invite you to journal about your experience. Doesn't matter what it is. Whether you write yourself an email like I do, or you can write it down with pen and paper, write light script, make yourself a recording, speak light language into the recording, whatever makes sense to you. And a gentle reminder, be easy on yourselves. These ideas of Rita, this righteousness, this virtue, this truth, isn't there to intimidate us. It's there to, besides our joy and our gratitude and our inspiration, to align to that. It's also aligning to the higher thought forms of, we're asking Spirit, what is this virtue thing? We have these ideas as humans as to what this virtue, this grace is. What is the grace of God or the grace of Spirit? What is this? What is this grace with no ego? Once we play with that, experience that, invite it in, maybe this divine action will be much easier thing to do. And with the theme, this Ramayana, where we're nurturing Ma, the light, Ra, our light, and as we shine it outwards with love and allow it to happen. We're not restricting this love from coming out and shining it and nurturing it and allowing it. That's what this whole series is about. By shining our light, shining our inner being, the light from our inner being, and dropping our expectations, dropping knowledge of who we think we are, and allowing the wisdom of the emptiness to be with us, to share with us. And then this divinity or this wisdom will simply show up, simply appear. It's not that we have to do anything for it. When we are ready and when we become empty, it appears. In this process of getting empty, and just like the process of meditation, when a stray thought comes in, which will happen every single time, we just return our awareness back to the breath and back to the mantra, to the chant, and we just take it from there. And those thoughts will go away on their own. I need to move my legs. That's the wisdom of this simple approach. as we get inspired, and let us not judge ourselves against this ideal human, this ideal mother, father, husband, wife, brother, sister, father or daughter, son. They're just ideas to consider, because many times this behavior is not modeled for us, so us learning it is not such an easy thing to do. And maybe I'll find some YouTube video or this interesting interpretation of it, so that maybe you can listen to it in your spare time. And maybe you'll gain value from it, as it has taught me. So I thank you, my friends, for sharing in my highest bliss. Shine on. Allow your inner being to shine on. And make it a great day. Happy new moon, happy solar eclipse. And happy manifesting. And make it a great day, because why would you leave it up to anyone else?